So let's get started right away. The first thing I'm going to want to do is going to Xcode. Now, if you don't have Xcode installed on your dock or anywhere else, you could access it by going to Macintosh HD, Developer, Applications, and these are all of your developing applications. So you have Xcode, Chords Composer, Instruments, Interface Builder, and Dashcode. They all have a purpose, but for designing and developing Xcode and Mac apps, or iPhone apps, as I should say, you're going to be using Xcode with the help of Interface Builder. So let's launch Xcode, and you'll be greeted with this nice interface. It's going to show you the recent projects you've worked on, and the most important thing is creating a new project. But if you don't have this menu when it comes up, you can simply go to File, New Project. Alright, we're going to be starting with the iPhone OS application. Now there are many templates. There is navigation for table view with the simple navigation, OpenGLES, which is for games that have 3D animation. If not 3D, then lots of different animations that are a little bit too complicated to be putting in a view-based. You have a tab bar application, which is the simple tab bar type of interface, such as the music player. Utility application, which sets up an app that has basically a button that switches to another view. We'll get into that later. View-based application, which is what we're going to be actually using today, and a Windows-based, which is using the app delegate and the main window as its main source. View-based is what most people get started with their apps and the easiest thing to get off from. So we're going to click that, choose, and now we're prompted to give our app a name. I'm going to give my name The Basics. And then, there we have it, the Xcode window. Now, in our classes folder, it's strictly our classes. The .h's are the header files, and the .m's are the implementation. The view controller is what we're going to be working in today. What the .h is for actually declaring your actions and outlets and setting it up for the .m to actually make something happen when they are declared. If you go into our nib files or resources, you will see two, main window and basics view controller. Now, the basics view controller, the main window actually, as I should say, is from the basics view controller. So if we want to build our interface, we are going to be using the basics view controller. Alright, so let's get started. As I said, in the .h is where you could declare all of your actions and outlets and whatnot. So, just to be more in simple terms, inside of these two curly brackets is where you would put the outlets. So, we're going to make an IB outlet. UI, how about UI, what could we do? A UI image, I guess, we could make it, which is basically an image, and a star, and this is the name of our image, which we're going to name example img. And then always end your method by using a semicolon. Now we're going to be doing an action, which is dash, open parentheses, IB action, close parentheses, the name of your action. This is going to be push alert. We're going to make another button, or as you would know it for now, action. This is going to be named hide image. So what we're going to be making in this app is basically a simple app that has an alert that comes up when you push it, and another button that hides an image, which we're declaring as an outlet. So now that we have these in our .h, we're going to copy those, save it by Command S, go into our .m, and put those in our .m. Delete the semicolon and do the open brackets and the close curly brackets. Inside here is where we would actually put what happens when these buttons are pressed. So let's make a simple alert. Apple makes this very easy to do. Simply UI alert view, which is what it's declared as, the name, which we're going to name alert, equals two open brackets, UI alert view, and alloc that. After that, you have to initialize it with a title, and when you press that, Xcode does this a lot actually when it notifies, or basically, as you would say it, sees what would you call it, method, it will basically predict what's going to happen next, and when you see gray text come out, you can press enter and it'll have everything for you already done. So the title, which is at quotes, and in there you would put wherever you want to do. So this is an alert. The message, which is smaller text under the main title. Thanks for clicking. Delegate, we'd keep at self. Cancel button, which is going to dismiss the alert. And that will just be named dismiss, obviously, or okay, or whatever you want to do. Other button titles. Now this is interesting. Other buttons is going to actually add multiple buttons to your alert, where with a void method you could add actions to them. We're not going to be going over that in this tutorial, maybe in a later one, but for now we're just going to put nil. Nil always means nothing. Forget that. Then semicolon, enter, alert, which is what we named it, show, which we're going to show the alert. Sorry about that. Show, alert, release. We're releasing it. And that is for purposes. We also have to end the bracket there. These are for memory purposes, so make sure you have those two there. Then we want to hide the image. So we named the image example image, and Apple makes that very simple. So what we do right here, example image dot hidden, space equals space, true. Now, let me explain. You could either use true or yes. There's two different ways of doing it, and it means exactly the same thing. I'm just going to be using yes, and this basically means, is it hidden? Yes. If we put no, it won't do anything. So let's save that and open up our Basics View Control, which is going to be introducing Interface Builder, as I said at the beginning of the tutorial. Now, you're not going to see this when you first launch it up, and you're going to see these two by simply going to Tools, Library, and Inspector. And Document as well, Window Document. So now we have all of our windows open, and this is going to be the actual view. So let's get a button. One is going to be Show Alert, is what we're going to name it. Another one is going to be Hide Image. We're also going to be dragging in the data views. We have all the specified views. We're going to drag in an image view, which is now a good time to import something into our project. So let's quickly go into, let's get actually an image off of, you can go into my documents. Let me get this, my icon. Basically my actual YouTube's icon I could use. Now we're going to drag that right into our project, click Copy Item into Destinations Group folder, and add. Now if we go into Interface Builder, we can select the UI image view, and under the image we put the image we added, which is Joe Gas. As you can see, we have a bunch of attributes, and hidden, that is going to hide the image, but it's still going to be there. And that's where you get the .hidden method from. So what you're going to do is click on your Files owner, which is where the view controller is declared, and go into Connections. Drag example image, which is the outlet of the image, to the actual image. Doesn't drag. UI image view. I very much apologize. I knew I forgot something there. You want to make it view, and then save that. Then drag example image to the image. Hide image to the hide image button, touch up inside. Push alert to the show alert button, and you're going to want to do touch up inside. Now there are different methods. Touch up inside means when the user actually presses on the button and releases their finger. That's when it's going to happen. Touch down, if you will notice, means right when they touch it. They don't even have to release it. But touch up inside is what you're going to be using for basically everything. File, save, and now we could quit Interface Builder. Let's build and go under the simulator 3.1.2, and let's see how everything goes. Now it's succeeded and it's been installed. So let's wait for this to load. Show alert. This is an alert. Thanks for clicking. Dismiss. Hide image. The image is hidden. Okay, well, thanks for watching, guys. And that's been how to create your first simple iPhone apps and a nice basic introduction to the iPhone SDK. Hope you enjoyed. Subscribe for more. And remember, have a nice day.